Alright, hello everyone, Cyngaege here, and welcome to Metroid Fusion. Alright, so this is the fourth Metroid game in the series. I've just played a little into it to get myself refamiliarized with it. As you might notice, things are a little weird. Sorry about putting sound on headphones like that, so if you're not using headphones it might sound a little weird to you, but it's for my own benefit because I play using headphones for a number of reasons. But we're gonna start a completely new session here on B. So yeah, let's enjoy ourselves. I'd been assigned to watch over Biologics research team. So I once again found myself on the surface of SR-388. So for those of you wondering, SR-388 appears in Metroid 2 Return of Samus and I think another Metroid game, but I can't remember. So yeah, Metroid is a fun series. It might look somewhat familiar. You might think, maybe this looks a little bit like it might be like a Castlevania game. And you'd be right. They're in that same thing. It was there I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. I'm sure you'd never encountered Metroids before the first mission. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. So I'm sure this sounds weird to y'all because of the reverse stereo. Sorry about that. It's just how I listen to things. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologics vessel recovered it, and transported me to Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suits. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. Then someone found a cure. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seems that the Federation had managed to preserve a cell culture from the last infant Metroid from SR-388. The serum was prepared and injected without delay. The X parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. So I'll get to explaining some of these things in a second once the game starts up. But we got this to deal with. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived, reborn as something different. Pondering this fact, I realize I owe the Metroid hatchling my life twice over. We'll soon be arriving at the BSL research station. I must prepare for docking. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biologics Space Labs, or BSL, research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this awoke a nameless fear in my heart, and now I am being sent there to investigate. My mission on the BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt computerized CO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time I've found myself having to do so. It makes me recall my other CO. So alright, with the game getting ready to start, I'll mention some things as soon as we get dropped off here. Yeah, to some people this will sound really weird, the way this sound is going to come out. And I do apologize for that. This is just how I listen to sounds. Oh, this speed. There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit infected by the X parasites. The cause of the explosion is as yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are still unable to use most of your latent abilities. Don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation room on the way. Uplink from there. Is your objective clear? Now, go to the quarantine bay. Okay, so I'll mention a few things. Alright, just let me get my bearings. Alright, so I'm going to explain a few things. So it mentioned parts for suit not being able to be removed, and some of y'all thinking, why can't you just take off the suit? The suit has a neural link to Samus, who some people in the original game called Metroid. Either way. And it's neurologically linked to her, which is why, during her unconscious state, she cannot do it. I'll mention a few other things. Let me just, whoop. Okay, yep, I can still do that. So, the Metroid games are known for being somewhat difficult, but they're not impossible. The quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns are confirmed. Be careful. Give me a second, actually, I do need to change the controls. I left one of the controls on something weird that I won't be able to use. I just need to change what my R button is. Okay, we got that. R button is going to be very useful later on, that's why I needed to change it. So, this game is not liked by some Metroid fans simply because it's extremely linear. And I can understand that. It is a very linear game. But that's nothing to worry about. So yeah, this is basically your introduction to a lot of movement right here at the beginning. Almost every Metroid game does this, where you're basically given a intro course to movement controls and all that. Just like fighting that monster was basically your introduction to using your beam. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infected by X parasites. The X can mimic its prey in any specimen it has come in contact with. Before the explosion, a security sensor scanned one. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predators of the X. That's why the vaccine worked so quickly, and so well. But it has also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasites without a host by merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue free X parasites whenever you possibly can. This station is home to many species, some violent ones. We must keep the X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I am already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you are only at 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? Now, get going. I have released the lock on level 0 hatches. Look for the blinking hatches. So, yeah. Unlike other Metroid games where you just have random drops for monsters like these purple orbs for help and a missile for missiles, in this game, you get these X. So there are yellow X, like that one, which restore health. I think they restore 20 energy each? I don't know. There are green X, which restore your missiles, and I think power bombs as well later on, but I can't be too certain. Then there's Red X, which pretty much restore everything. They don't fully restore you, but they restore quite a bit of health and most missiles. At least for a while in the game. I have received news from HQ. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help us against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. Is your objective clear? With missiles, your chance of survival climbs to 20%. Alright, so... But like other Metroid games, I'll mention, after you get items like this, there are expansions you can reach. If I remember correctly, there is a single power bomb that speedrunners have figured out with task bots and whatnot. A single power bomb expansion, and I think one missile expansion that can just a power bomb expansion that can be reached before actually getting power bombs. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you power bombs, but once you get power bombs, you already have that expansion. It's pretty cool. This game is very fun, as I said. So, he mentioned the data room, and you notice that was a room with a D. So I'm going to kind of mention all the rooms. N's are navigation rooms, D's are data rooms, S's are save rooms, and R's are recharge rooms. Or refill rooms, depending on who you ask. So that's why I wanted to change R from what it was. So a little more. Samus, the person we're playing as, is a girl. Sure, that doesn't sound all that great. Just some people, it's a big joke in the Metroid community to mention it all the time. Because a lot of people, when the first game came out, were like, whoa, this guy we've been playing the whole time is actually a girl? And yeah. So yeah. Try to find another way. Sorry, the power was knocked out. Can't use the elevator. Try to find another way to target. I'm reading huge bio signs, so I hope your missiles work. To reload missiles, you can use a recharge room, or observe a special type of X-parasite. You'll see them. Try it out. See how it's green there? That tells you that it's a green X-parasite, if you think about it. So yeah. So these data rooms will give us certain abilities, other abilities we get other ways. So yeah. Here's the fun part. Oh. So yeah. That one just dropped a green X-parasite. And let's hope he does too. Because this game has a bit of weird things. It will give you the X-parasite you need if you don't need another one. That is to say, if you're full on health and you need missiles, it will give you a missile X. And if you're full on missiles and need health, it will give you a health X. But then it's just completely random as to which one it gives you. Let me think. There it was. So I know a bit of the item locations in this game, and I'll use which ones I do know to help me out. So I'm going to save up here for about 4 reasons. 1, in case I die to the boss. 2, in case I die to the boss door. Yeah, you're thinking, die to the boss door, if you've never played this game. Yes, you can die to the boss door because the boss door is guarded by... that. Ow, you got me. Come on, X, get in the dang zombie. Oh, great. The dang X won't get out of the way. Oh, darn it, if I do that... Get out of the way, you stupid zombie. Oh, for the love of Pete. Now I gotta farm health because these dumb zombies. I don't need X's. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, these only restore 10 health. Yeah, this is a good farming method for health right here. If there's a monster like right there and you know where it's going to be every time. So yeah, monster spawns are very static in this game. If you've memorized them all, it's great for speedrunners. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this zombie to get way over here. Perfect. Oh, darn it. Oh, jumped too soon. So this guy... Oh my goodness. Ow. See what I mean by I can die to this thing? Holy cow. It is giving me the worst luck today. I mean, I've got to sit here and farm health again. I cannot kill this thing today, and I don't know what... Okay, I need to switch my X and A buttons, apparently. My B and A buttons, so give me a second on that. Because I'm wanting to I'm jumping when I'm wanting to shoot, and shooting when I want to jump, so... If I switch them, no way I can make that mistake. Perfect. Yeah, much better. That actually feels right. Yeah, that's the only problem of emulating. It's like, wait, which button does what? It's like figuring stuff out. Oh yeah, that feels a lot more fluid. Now I'm wanting to... Out of the way. And I jumped too early again. There we go. Got it. So I'm sorry you all had to watch that pitiful excuse of a... So now, here's basically your power grip tutorial for the game. Yep, let me think now. Was this the whole... That was it. Yep, energy tanks. So these increase your maximum health. And I'm going to pick up every single one I can remember that exists in this game because of how it works. Okay, just let me refamiliarize myself. I'm still thinking X equals A and Z equals B, so... Okay, got it. Ow, ow. Bad Arachnus. So, this is Arachnus. He is a boss from Metroid 2. So, what his weakness is... Okay. Alright, so let me just... dying to a Corax is not fun. Alright, let's see if I can... Okay, so let me get back to explaining. So, that was Arachnus, or Arachnin, I can't remember, either way. He is a boss from Metroid 2 that guards bombs. Was it bombs? No, it wasn't bombs. He guards some charge beam, maybe? Either way. That's right, killing him in Metroid 2 required the use of bombs. In this game, he guards Morph Ball ability, and what you saw him turn into is a Corex. So, a Corex is a outer shell for an X-Parasite to protect those, well, ability X's. It's only weak to missiles, you can't damage it with anything else. Nope, no bombs, no power bombs, no beams. Okay, going to put back to the original thing. This is definitely not working for me. I need X equals A and Z equals B. Much as I hate it, it's more sensical to me. I was just overthinking it on the eye door. So yeah. So, Morph Ball. Okay, so there's actually a funny story behind Morph Ball. If you've ever had any friends that play Metroid, they'll say stuff like, "Why can't Metroid crawl?" And this is... Morph Ball is an ability that has been around since the very first Metroid game. And, well, due to graphical limitations of the NES system, Metroid could not crawl, much as they wanted them to, so instead, they rolled up into a ball like that to get through small holes. They wanted that to be a thing. Now, frankly, I like the way Morph Ball, because if we just had regular crawling, the bombs wouldn't make sense. Samus, it's as I feared. The breeding environments have been invaded by X-parasites. Sector 1 SRX shows several abnormalities on biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of the SR388 ecosystem. To get there, take the main elevator to the access shaft and use elevator 1. Is your objective clear? Yes. Use the navigation room just inside for further briefing. I'm not sure, but I think that whoever allowed the X into the environment may also be linked to the earlier explosion. So, yeah. If I remember correctly, there is a, missile tank back here. So there's a lot of items that are just hidden in silly and obvious places, others not so obvious. So yeah. This game is very fun to play for me, though. I remember as a kid playing this, it was so hard. Even now, it's still hard for me if you watched. So I'll mention something, but first... Whoa, what was that? Wait a minute. Is that... No, it couldn't be. I just went down an elevator. Ah! It's an alien. So, let's see if I can't explain this. I'll explain a little bit about that Samus clone you just saw. I won't give too much away, but the two abilities that you saw were Super Missiles and Screw Attack. So, Screw Attack is a ridiculously OP move, and Super Missiles are just powerful missiles. That's about it. I think we get explain that, like, right here. Oh yeah, and we get a map of the sector every time we come into it. The main elevator leading to the access shaft has been severely damaged. It will be totally unusable for some time. Unfortunately, some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful, certainly not human. I'll report when I know more. Now listen closely. The X and Sector 1 have invaded the atmospheric stabilizers. They must want to alter the environment to their needs. They are already reproducing. Clear all 5 atmospheric stabilizers to stop them. Is your objective clear? Now get moving. Alright, so fun game as I said. And we will end that here at the entrance to Sector 1 for this part. Of course, I'm going to continue right after this with Part 2, so... See y'all then. Bye now.